Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my husband Michelle, our sons Lucas and Landon, I'd like to welcome you to Tersegel's French Country Restaurant. We've been a mainstay on Main Street for 44 years, and we look forward to continuing that relationship for many, many years to come. I would like to introduce you to Matt Fleming, the Ellicott City Partnership President. Matt?
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. It's a crowded room. I feel like I should take a photo of you guys, and I might do that in a second. So thanks so much, Angie, and good morning, everyone. My name is Matt Fleming. I'm the president of the Ellicott City Partnership, or ECP. The ECP is a not-for-profit organization founded in 2013 that works to preserve the heritage and vitality of old Ellicott City while creating and enhancing economic growth. The ECP's constituents comprise businesses, property owners, residents, and visitors to old Ellicott City. I'm honored, obviously, to serve today as our MC, and I'd like to introduce all of our elected officials, and we have a crowded room today. We have County Councilwoman, Chairwoman Christiana Mercer-Rigby, Councilwoman Liz Walsh, Councilman Opal Jones, Delegate-elect Courtney Watson, Senator Guy Gazzoni, Senator-elect Katie Hester, representing U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen's office, Bart Kennedy, representing Congressman Elijah Cummings' office, Amy Stratton, and Councilwoman Deb Young. And I hope I haven't missed anybody. Apologies if so. I'll introduce our elected officials who will be speaking in a moment, one by one, for their remarks. And before I do, I'd like to just say two quick things. First, on behalf of the ECP board and staff, I'd like to wish everyone happy holidays, not least a very happy new year. Second, I'd like to say thank you to our elected officials, particularly County Executive Ball. Right out of the gate, you've been with us from the new bridge built in one day on Midnight Madness, to the very generous voucher program last week, to the efforts you'll be announcing today. The ECP and its constituents are so grateful. You've said, Dr. Ball, that Ellicott City's best days are not behind her, but in front of her, and I agree. Here's to an amazing 2019 and beyond. Now it's a privilege to introduce County Councilperson Liz Walsh. Liz.
Looking at this room, looking at the elected and the current officials up at the front of the room with me, my heart is filled with hope for this old town. Hope and promise. Hope that we pass on to the youngest among us the heritage, the history, this special place that we inherited from so many generations before us. And promise that our county's new leadership will find the brightest minds, the clearest eyes to guide us through this old town's next 44 years, this town's next century together. All of us, hope and promise. Like Matt, I wish you and this town the happiest of New Year's, and I thank you, Dr. Ball, for your leadership.
Thank you so much, Councilperson Walsh. Now I'd like to introduce Delegate-elect Courtney Watson. Delegate Watson, over to you.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here today to support historic Ellicott City. As a former council member representing this town for 8 years, and as a newly elected state delegate for the area, I have a good sense of where we have been and where we need to go to make Ellicott City safe and sound, and to safeguard the heart of our community and our county. I will be working with County Executive Dr. Calvin Ball and Council Member Liz Walsh and Senator-elect Katie Fry Hester to introduce state legislation to bring more state funding to the flood mitigation efforts that Dr. Ball is undertaking to make this town safe, sound, and vibrant in the future. Something that's been evident to me as I've worked in the past few weeks with the county and with our state partners, our county council members, is that everyone is working to safeguard historic Ellicott City. We all share a sense of urgency. Historic Ellicott City is not just a local treasure, but it's a national treasure. and a state treasure, and we must work within a state and county partnership, and we will move forward deliberately as a partnership, but quickly, to put Ellicott City on safe and sound footing for the future.
Thank you, Delegate Watson. I'm thrilled now to introduce our new county executive, Dr. Calvin Ball. Dr. Ball.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for coming. It is a treat for you to not only join me for this important announcement, but to join me at a special place that has been very special, not only to Ellicott City and Howard County, but special to me and my family. Tersigals was one of the first places that, after I saved up a little bit of money, I took my then girlfriend and now wife. And so this is a special place, and we will continue to always protect it. I'd like to thank Angie and Matt for your hospitality and your support. You know, the leaders of Howard County have been aware of the challenges of the geography, topography, and infrastructure of Ellicott City for decades. Ellicott City is one of Howard County's most important cultural and economic resources. Its safety and security are critical to our county's future, and I'm pleased to announce today Safe and Sound, a flood mitigation and public safety program for Ellicott City. Since taking office earlier this month, finding workable, community-engaged, innovative, and common-sense solutions for Ellicott City has been an immediate priority. Therefore, I'm happy to announce today the first phase of this plan within 30 days of taking office. Safe and Sound is a multi-phase plan built around the need for public safety, supporting our businesses and property owners, preparing our county for climate change, and creating a more inclusive, community-driven process for decisions regarding the future of Ellicott City. There are already several projects underway that will increase the watershed's stormwater retention capacity. These upstream projects have been and will continue to move forward. We're also exploring additional opportunities for stormwater projects throughout the entire watershed. The first phase of the plan includes decisive actions that I'm announcing today and will build upon the progress that's already been made. The next phase of the plan will be introduced early next year, and with a robust process meant to solicit public input and feedback. The most important guiding principle of this plan is, of course, the first word in the title, which is safe. Public safety is a top priority and my most sacred responsibility as your county executive. The most critical and time-sensitive public safety issue for Ellicott City is the stability of the buildings and the structures. Therefore, my administration intends to honor the offers that have been already sent out and negotiate in good faith with those property owners to acquire the buildings and structures. These properties will be assessed by a structural engineer to ensure their stability and integrity. It is my hope that we will also be able to inspect other buildings. However, acquisition of these buildings is just one step in the recovery process for Ellicott City, and we will continue to explore all options regarding next steps for the buildings once acquired. The most urgent priority after that for Ellicott City is to improve the alert and warning systems in case of another severe weather event. We want the businesses, residents, and visitors of Ellicott City to have as much warning and direction during inclement weather. Therefore, I am directing our Office of Emergency Management to develop a comprehensive plan to bolster the county's emergency public alert system with new technology to enhance capabilities during extreme weather conditions. Areas of enhancement may include improvements to audio and visual warning systems and a broadening of real-time information systems to allow for more targeted messaging during emergency situations. Finally, as safety is a top priority, we must also work on prevention as much as preparation. Keeping our waterways in and around Ellicott City clear of debris is a critical element to ensuring the safety of our residents, business owners, and visitors during severe weather events. Currently, waterways are inspected on a quarterly or semi-annual basis. More can and will be done. Today, I'm directing our Department of Public Works to increase the frequency of inspection and debris removal along 9 waterways that experience a heavy debris load during significant weather events. And you can see the 9 waterways here. Within 3 business days of any severe weather event, the county will begin to inspect the 9 waterways that lead into Ellicott City, and any debris that accumulated during the weather event will be removed within 14 business days. Residents will be able to track inspections and see pictures of that debris that was removed on a public map and dashboard that we will be launching early next year. While we work on these steps to make Ellicott City safer, my administration will simultaneously and urgently engage the city's residents, businesses, and property owners. This is the sound part of the plan. Today I'm announcing a new flood mitigation assistant pilot program. It will be a matching grant program that will provide funding for flood mitigation projects on structures in certain areas. And there's an example of some of the potential projects that could be done. This pilot program will include $150,000 in flooding for projects that must be for structures in flood zones A, AE, and shaded X, which will include Old Ellicott City, Dunlogan, and Valley Mead. And you can see that on the 3rd poster board to my left. The maximum amount per project will be $5,000. And after a year, this project will be evaluated and a determination will be made regarding the feasibility of expanding this program to other areas of our county. Additionally, during the upcoming legislative session of the Maryland General Assembly, I will be working with our state partners on several legislative initiatives related to flood mitigation and public safety. And I just want to personally thank Delegate-elect Courtney Watson, Senator-elect Katie Fry-Hester, and Senate Majority Leader Guy Gazzoni for their partnership throughout this entire process and into the future. My administration is supporting and will help fight for the passage of 2 pieces of legislation to be introduced by Delegate-elect Courtney Watson and co-sponsored by Senator-elect Katie Fry-Hester. The first is funding to recapitalize Maryland's comprehensive flood management grant program to provide ongoing state funding for flood mitigation projects in Ellicott City and other towns affected by flooding. And the second piece of legislation is to make flood mitigation projects an eligible use of funds for the state's Bay Restoration Fund. We're also exploring state legislation to allow access to private properties during times of an emergency in order to clear our county's waterways more quickly and more efficiently. When these devastating floods happened here in Ellicott City, we heard immediately from elected officials and colleagues around the state offering help. We now need your help. And we're not going to be afraid to go to Annapolis to also ask for your votes on these important pieces of legislation. We're going to continue what we started in the very first days of my administration. This month, my administration, along with Visit Howard County and Ellicott City Partnership, have been aggressively marketing and pursuing opportunities to attract visitors and shoppers to help our businesses of this city recoup the expenses that were lost last year. From helping to build a bridge in a day, to expand parking, to our Holiday Bucks voucher program last weekend that helped spur business and attract thousands of shoppers here to Ellicott City. I want to take this moment to thank and acknowledge both Amanda Hoff with Visit Howard County and Matt Fleming with the Ellicott City Partnership for your engagement and unwavering support of Old Ellicott City. As we turn the calendar to a new year, business owners on Main Street will continue to feel the economic impacts of the flood. Business owners will continue to need additional assistance with marketing their products and bringing people back to Main Street and accessing those resources. To assist Main Street businesses, I'm directing the county's Economic Development Authority to provide support for one full-time staffer to act as an ombudsman for Main Street businesses. This individual will help promote tourism on Main Street and will assist business partners with any aspect of their business, including connecting them to available resources at the local, state, and federal level. And I want to take this moment to really thank my partners and colleagues on the County Council who, even brand new, have shown their unwavering support for all of Howard County, including Old Ellicott City, Council Chairperson Rigby, Vice Chairperson Jones, and members Young, and of course Walsh and Youngman, who wasn't able to be here. As well as our federal partners representing Congressman Cummings and Van Hollen and our entire federal delegation for your help and support throughout this entire process. We need this individual with EDA to help not only move forward with the business success, but make sure that our town comes back, and as Matt reminded us, that Ellicott City's tomorrows are much brighter than her yesterdays. I'm grateful for the efforts of the Flood Advisory Group, and Debbie Slack-Katz is here, as well as other members, and the many stakeholders who have worked tirelessly to get us to this point. We must work to retain Ellicott City's history and charm, and we must develop a community-driven, inclusive process. We have great respect for the hard work that went into the previous flood mitigation plan. However, we are continuing to explore options that consider the desire by many to retain as much of Old Ellicott City's culture, charm, and history as possible while balancing that important need for public safety. That is why I've directed our Department of Public Works to explore flood mitigation options that do not require full-scale demolition. We must make sure that we are not using a sledgehammer when only a scalpel is necessary. As we continue to explore opportunities for properties on Main Street, it is important that Ellicott City has a holistic, community-driven advocate for the district, one that incorporates all of Ellicott City's diverse stakeholders. Today, I'm calling for the creation of a Community Development Corporation, or a CDC, to explore that committee. CDCs exist all over the state, including Frederick County. This diverse group of stakeholders, to be announced in early 2019, will examine what a CDC for Ellicott City would look like, what their role would be, and how they would interact with other existing organizations already doing great work for the residents and businesses of Ellicott City, like the Ellicott City Partnership. We look forward to hearing their recommendations from this exploration committee in the coming months. And this, again, is the first phase of my Safe and Sound plan. As we move forward together, we must continue to prioritize safety. We must continue to include input and engagement of the residents and businesses of Ellicott City, and we must face these incredible challenges as a unified Howard County. God bless you, God bless Ellicott City, and God bless America. Thank you.